Hello, everybody. So this week, in doing my research for The Shadow of the Cat, I actually found something pretty interesting. I found 2 newspaper ads and 1 movie poster that showed The Curse of the Werewolf along with The Shadow of the Cat. It was a double feature. So I remembered that back in, I believe it was in March, Svengoolie showed The Curse of the Werewolf, and I made a costume and a prop. So this week I've combined all of my footage together, and I will be showing you Claudine's double feature showing The Curse of the Werewolf with The Shadow of the Cat. I hope you enjoy them. Hello, everybody. So this week on Svengoolie, he is showing the 1961 movie, The Curse of the Werewolf, starring Oliver Reed and Yvonne Romaine. So for this week, I decided to recreate the iconic pink dress that Yvonne Romaine wears in the movie. So I'm not sure if you've seen the movie or not. More than likely you have. But she plays a servant girl, and she wears a pink dress. It has a very low scoop neckline, of course, and it has white cuffs along the edge and a white apron. So that is what I'm going to make this week. Here's a little something fun that I wanted to share with everybody. So my boyfriend Mark is an artist, and back in 2014 he did a series of paintings. They were Hammer Glamour actresses, and he did a painting of Yvonne Romaine wearing that pink gown with the werewolf like lurking behind her in the background. So that is actually the main reason why I want to recreate this costume, because I want to surprise him and come out wearing the costume and look just like how he painted the actress. For my costume, all I really needed to do was just order a few things off of Amazon and actually sew one item. So I was able to find this pink scoop neck long sleeve t-shirt off of Amazon, and it didn't have the cuffs on it. Those I sewed on myself. I just used some white bed sheets that I had, made a cuff, and just kind of hand stitched it along the bottom because her dress has white cuffs. And I also took a white bed sheet and I sewed this apron. It was pretty easy to do. Just gathered it up, sewed some ties on it, and the bottom was actually already hemmed because it's a bed sheet. And then I found also off of Amazon this pink, very long maxi skirt. And I'm short. I'm only like 5 feet tall on a good day. So a maxi skirt is full length on me because the dress that she wears in the movie is a full length dress. So one other thing that I actually own that I'm going to wear is a crinoline slip up underneath it. It will poof the skirt out a little bit and give it a fuller look. I plan on curling my hair, putting it up like how she wears in the movie, sort of one side comes down, the other side is up. And then I noticed that she has hoop earrings. So I actually found a pair of hoop earrings that I'm going to wear. So I think that's pretty much it, and I am pretty set for my costume. For my next costume, I'm going to be enlisting my assistant, Dr. Zayas, my stuffed orangutan. He is going to be playing the role of Leon, portrayed by Oliver Reed. So towards the later part of the movie, when you see him transform into the werewolf, he's wearing like a white man's like ruffled shirt that's kind of ripped open. So I had some luck and I found a toddler sized pirate shirt, and what I thought, it's going to be perfect. However, I just was notified that there's a delay in the shipping and I'm not going to get it in time for the movie. So I have a plan B. I actually own like a white pirate blouse or a peasant blouse that can be used for a lot of different purposes. So I'm going to use a whole bunch of rubber bands to sort of cinch it in on him. I'm going to push the sleeves up, rubber band them up, and cinch it in the back on him, roll it, tuck it, rubber band it to make it small. And I don't want to rip my own shirt but I'm going to make it work. So I guess every costumer has to have a plan B because things happen and you can't control it. But I think the true mark of a professional is coming up with an alternative plan. So the rest of his costume is pretty straightforward. I had a lot of luck and I was able to find tiny little toddler-sized cowboy boots at my local thrift store. And then I found a really good image of him as the werewolf on the internet, printed it out on cardstock, and made a mask for him to wear. And then the other little thing that I'm going to do, I'm putting a little different spin on this. So in the movie, I know that she is technically his mother, Yvonne Romaine. And I know that she doesn't give birth to him as a werewolf, but I thought it'd be just kind of funny to wrap up my stuffed animal like a baby. So I'm going to come out holding him like I'm his mom, because technically I will be his mom. So I know it's kind of goofy, but these are just some of the silly things that I do for our movie nights, for our Svengoolie Saturdays. Hello, everybody. Okay, so this week on Svengoolie, he's showing the 1961 movie, The Shadow of the Cat. So I have a couple ideas for a costume and some props, so let me show you what I'm gonna make. For my costume, I actually had two ideas. The first idea was to dress up as Barbara Shelley. Her character wears Victorian dresses, and she also wears the very classic Hammer horror nightie. So I thought I would dress up like that. But after researching the movie a little bit more, the true star of the movie is the cat, Tabitha. So I'm going to dress up like a cat. I am very excited to try this. I'm going to do some cat makeup and put together a costume. So let me show you what I have. For my cat costume, I looked around on the internet and I found a striped one-piece, a unitard that I thought was going to be brown and black stripes. And Tabby, she's a tabby cat, so she's striped. I thought this is going to be perfect. However, I just got it today. It was delivered. And as you can see, it's very orange. I like the costume. However, it's just a little bit too orange for what I want. So I'm actually going to dye this brown. I'm just going to dip it lightly in some brown synthetic dye just to kind of tone down the orange a little bit and make it less orange and a little bit more brown. And then I actually ordered some cute ears that I'm very happy with. And Tabitha actually has a black tail, so I was able to order this tail. But as long as I can dye the costume to, like I said, tone it down a little bit, I think it's going to be a perfect costume. For my props, I had an idea based on basically the very first scene of the movie where Tabitha witnesses the murder of her beloved owner. So in one of the scenes, you see Tabitha sort of lurking among books on a bookshelf. So I want to recreate that scene, and I have been collecting up these boxes. These are like really narrow, small boxes that I have, and I'm going to turn all of these boxes into books. So I will spray paint the edges of the boxes white and then hand paint the pages of the books. And then I'm going to make cardboard covers for all of my books. And I'm actually going to try to recreate the spines from the movie. So these will become my props. Welcome to my backyard. So I am out here right now getting ready to spray paint my boxes to turn them into books. So I'm going to be using this Ultra Cover spray paint and primer to get a really good coat to cover up the printing on the boxes. So these sides and these sides will be painted. Those are going to be the pages for the book. So they're going to be white, and then I will either take a black magic marker or black paint with a very fine paintbrush and paint very, very carefully the lines on here to represent the pages in the book. So I'm going to get started working on that. While that's drying, I'm going to run back in the house and dye my cat suit because right now I'm waiting for the water to come to the proper temperature. So I'm kind of bopping back and forth between inside my house and out here to spray paint. So right now I am pre-soaking my cat suit in warm water with a little bit of dishwashing soap added in, and the product I'm using is RIT Dymore for synthetic fabrics. I've used this before and it works fabulously. So this is a lycra and spandex cat suit, so that's why I had to choose this particular kind of dye. I think it's ready, so I'm going to go ahead and take it over to my stove and we're going to get dyeing. Double toil and trouble. I'm here in my kitchen stirring my witch's brew of brown dye to dye my cat suit. So I came into the house, my boxes are outside drying, I just spray painted them white. So I came back in the house and I am dyeing my cat suit and it's actually looking really good. Okay, hello everybody. It is a Thursday night and I've been practicing my makeup. It's pretty slow going because I've never done a cat makeup before. So it's a lot of trial and error. I can see some things that I would do differently, that I actually will do differently on Saturday. Okay, so I am at my local pet supply store, Premier Pet Supply, where I purchased another prop. So I had the idea of having a tag made. So look what I did. I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but it says Tabitha. It's highly reflective and it's also backwards in my phone. But I also purchased the collar because I measured my neck before I went in just to see what size collar I would wear. And here's a funny story. So when the guy was ringing me up in the store, he said, "So this is for a cat?" And I said, yeah. And he said, "Oh, here's some free samples." So he gave me these free samples of cat food. But the collar is really for me, and I was too embarrassed to tell him what I was doing. So. Hello, everybody. Okay, so it is Saturday, Svengoolie Saturday, and I am ready. And I wanted to kind of show off my makeup. I'm very happy with the way this came out. And I have my ears and my Tabitha pet charm, and another little added feature, I have my pet paws. And I want to show off very quickly the books that I made. I was able to get some titles on some of the books that would have been around at the time of like the late 1800s. So these are the books. I'm going to stack them up, nestle myself in the middle of them, and get ready to come out for my Svengoolie Saturday.